Hi everyone, my name is Kimberly and this is Cameron, and we are the co-lead elves, aka the volunteer captains for Holiday Helpers 2017. Woohoo!
First, we want to thank you for agreeing to volunteer again this year, and we're so happy to have you back. We put together these videos for you to get a refresher on each of the roles for Holiday Helpers, so you're prepped before you come in for your first shift.
That's right. Most of the information, though, is also available in the info package that we have sent by email, but we also prefer if you can watch these videos and our beautiful faces.
Exactly. First and foremost, we have some new policies that we want to enforce for this year. Number one, if you're going to be canceling your shift, please call or text us at least 24 or 48 hours prior to the shift so we can figure out a replacement for you. And we will include the in the email, Kim and I, our phone numbers will be there for you. Okay?
Number two, when you come in for your shift, make sure you sign in and get your t-shirt from the team leaders room, which will be at the back of the warehouse this year. And of course, we will show you where it is upon your first shift so you know where it is.
Number three, don't forget to bring your cheat sheets with you because it'll help you greatly, especially if you're asked to do roles that you weren't anticipating.
Mm-hmm. Number four, all team leaders now have to clean up their stations and replenish anything and everything before they leave their shift. This goes for any role. And during this time, the team leaders need to tell us, myself or Cameron, about any supply shortages, just because last year we were scrambling quite a bit to replenish the supplies as needed. So when we say supplies, we also mean any kind of forms, waiver forms, donor forms, inventory forms, and so forth, to make sure that everything is stocked up.
Number five, wrapping shift team leads will also be helping to encourage the volunteers in engaging in friendly competition if necessary, but also making sure that the packages are wrapped properly.
And number six, team leads will also be responsible for bringing refreshments and snacks to the wrapping tables just because the wrapping volunteers don't have time to grab it for themselves. Or they don't even know that they exist, and that means that Cam and I are going to have to eat everything. So you probably should distribute them accordingly.
So those are mainly the new points for this year. Let's move on to the different roles. If you signed up for the front door roles, here are the things to expect. Front door team leads are responsible for signing in new volunteers and receiving donor packages. Donor packages will be coming in for the first couple of days of the week, and front door team leads have to ensure that the donor forms are filled out before they are received. All volunteers have to sign a volunteer waiver and be ushered into the volunteer orientation space. After the volunteers have shown up, please make sure that someone is always at the front door in case of latecomers or additional donor packages arriving throughout the week. If you're going to be on the front door during delivery shifts, you may be greeting volunteers that have come to the front door by mistake or that they need to come and fill out a waiver. Then you can direct them to the lineup of cars. And don't forget to dress warmly. The door will be open for a good part of your shift.
Now, if you signed up for shopping team lead roles, you'll be working with a couple people from the organization to help sort and top up packages. Here's what to expect. Any donor packages coming through the door should be assessed for top up and see if they need to be shopped, meaning that some packages might come in a little light, so we need to take some things from our donations to top it up and make it a little more full. If they don't need to be shopped, then they can go straight to the warehouse. New donations from toy drives and assorted / miscellaneous donors need to be counted for inventory before they get put into the shopping rooms. And all the toys will be set up according to gender and age, just like last year, and same with clothing. And wrapping floor team leads may be approaching you to help them shop for their packages during the wrapping shifts. Please also train new volunteers on how to sort and top up packages accordingly because they might need a little bit of guidance.
For wrapping shift team leaders, we're just going to run through the requirements of wrapping a perfect package. All wrapping team leads are responsible for about 3 to 4 tables with up to 30 volunteers. They will have a donor sheet on the top of the box and a wish list. The volunteers should be looking at these 2 forms to see if they need to be topped up or shopped for. All gifts should be taken out of their original boxes and then wrapped individually before packaged into a box provided by the organization, similar to this one that Kim is demonstrating. As a team lead, you should be providing the boxes for your volunteers. Each gift should be labeled with the name of the recipient, and it should say, for example, to Johnny from Santa, to Kim from Santa. All boxes need to be sealed flat or flaps up and taped around. So Kim's just going to demonstrate. So this is what it looks like when it's flat, obviously. So in other words, you don't want it crowning up at all like this. It needs to be closed completely flat and taped. Then the next example would be, let's say that there was product coming out of the top of the box, and Kim's just going to throw another product in there to demonstrate. So you could have a box like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to tape this box around the outsides of the flaps with the flaps standing up, okay? And if the product is, actually I'm going to move on to, so if there are large items like appliances or sports equipment, they can be standalone and wrapped as is and not put into another box like our sample box here. After all the gifts have been wrapped and packaged, sealed in the boxes, the family number is written on the side and they are ready to go back to the warehouse. Now, we also want the family number written on all 4 sides and on the top of the box if you can. Especially if the box is closed, we need it to be on all 4 sides, actually 5 sides in this case, okay?
And don't forget to check your volunteers to make sure that they're doing things correctly. I'm just going to move this aside. Especially at the beginning, after they've come from orientation, because they might be a little confused. Introduce yourself as the team lead, just in case they have any questions and they know how to find you, because it gets a little bit busy in there, as you guys know. And also, if there's only 30 to 45 minutes left in the shift, don't have your volunteers start on new packages. You can have them join other tables, or even better yet, start cleaning up the tables and replenishing them for you, so you don't have to do it all in the very end. And we don't want to leave any unfinished packages on the floor. Also, all gift receipts, gift cards, and greeting cards are to be given to you, so you can submit them to the office and they can be put in the family's personal envelope to be given to them directly at the time of delivery.
And I'll just add to what you were saying, Kim, about not wanting to have unfinished packages on the floor. Mm-hmm. We don't want any packages to be started that are not finished. So if they start too late, they're going to have to stay later to finish it up. And obviously we don't want to, our volunteers are here for a certain amount of time and don't want to have them here.
Right. We don't want any volunteers that are coming in for a new shift to be finishing up a package that was finished, that started from the shift before. They're just going to have to redo the whole thing. So we don't want that, because that's wasted time. But that's really what we're trying to achieve here.
Yeah. And so the goal this year is 33 packages per shift, which is about 1.8 packages per table per shift, or obviously round up to 2. So it's either going to be 1 or 2, depending on how big the package is. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it'll be 2 sort of medium-sized packages or 1 really large package. But
that's right.
No more than 2 typically, unless they're really, really good at what they're doing. And
fast
you might have a good group that can accomplish 3. But
wrap like crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So as you know, as we just said, some may do more, some may do less, but the whole point is to have it be accurate above all.
If they're slow wrappers, that's fine, just as long as they're doing it correctly, and that's all we care about. So decoration boxes will be put together between December 4th and 5th. And if you are volunteering for these shifts, you will be creating assembly lines just like last year. Each decoration box is supposed to have ornaments and tree toppers and tinsel and extension cord and decoration hooks, basically everything that they need to decorate their tree. Your job as a team leader is to make sure the boxes are filled correctly and the color palette is pleasing to the eye. In other words, the colors match and they will look good on the tree. We don't want a whole bunch of mismatched stuff, unless that's what you're going for, but generally speaking, everybody wants colors to match. We have about 400 boxes to fill, so in case you're assigned to this role, this is what you can expect.
Finally, delivery day team leaders will be helping us load the cars. Have volunteer drivers sign waivers, and basically play car Tetris with every volunteer that drives up to the loading dock. Last year, we went car to car to have the drivers sign the waivers while they were waiting in line for their package, which we will probably be doing again this year. If you're volunteering for delivery shifts, make sure that you are dressed warmly. We will have waivers on clipboards available for you to keep the line moving. You may also need to reiterate some tips for the drivers, like making sure that the family envelopes or with the gift receipts and gift cards are given directly to the family member, and that they sign off on receiving their package. Other team leaders might be inside helping to wrap up our warehouse, as those are the days we are cleaning up and packing things onto skids to be put into storage for later.
So that's basically the rundown of all the roles this year. It's not too far off from last year. I'm sure a lot of it you guys remember. We hope that it gave you a refresher, though, on what to expect, and we hope that you will be just as excited and energetic as you were last year, because we will need it.
On behalf of April and Sarah and everyone here at Holiday Helpers, we thank you again for volunteering with us, and we're really excited to get going with this, and look forward to seeing you guys really, really soon. Bye!